Welcome to the Trinitech Cast. This is episode number 99. Yes, folks, we have done this thing 99 times. Actually, if we count the pilot episode, this is the 100th episode, but the pilot episode doesn't count. So this is episode 99. We're on our way to 100, and this is kind of crazy. I didn't think... Okay, I knew that once I commit to something, I'll make it to the end. But still reaching 99 and almost 100 is kind of nice. It's kind of nice. My name is Andre Charles, Mr. Charles from makeITsimpleTT on the internet. That's where you see me most of the time. And we have a new co-host today. But before we introduce that new one, let's introduce Mr. Dare himself, who gave us, who spilled the beans on episode 60-something. I check back, you know. It took 60-something episodes to get your government name.
Yeah.
But now we do. Are you good? You good?
Yeah, cool for the while. I mean, backstage, I was trying to get me to remember how last week was. You know, I still can't remember.
Last week was a blue.
Yeah, it was just a blue.
Yeah. All you know is you got stuff done. You just can't remember what stuff you got done.
Yeah.
It's either that, yeah. All right, so our new co-host that we are bringing into the show is one of my past students. Y'all know us be talking about my past students all the time. So it's a good one from long time. Her name is Michaela. She is she's smart, real smart. She actually working in technology. She working in technology in Trinidad and Tobago. Now she's not smart because I taught her, but I'll let her say that if she wants to say that. No pressure,
that's true.
None at all, right?
That's true.
Because
had a very good teacher.
I ain't trying to, you know, pat myself on the shoulder. But welcome to the podcast. And, well, this is our first pilot episode for you. But in the future, we plan to have you on as a consistent co-host because I'll tell you the truth, right? You bring diversity on two levels. Not just that you're a female, but you're young. So a lot of the times we talking
Wait. So what are you trying to say? I'm not young?
I'm telling you.
What's the definition? All right, what's the definition of young? What's the definition of young?
Listen,
On that 30.
She under 30.
All right, okay.
She under 30, you over 30, and I'm on 40. I'm on 40. I haven't crossed. Well, actually, I crossed it once you pass 0, but yeah. So this is a diversity hire. We will not lie. No.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. I know you're happy to be here. Welcome, Michaela. Glad to have you. You want to tell the wonderful folks who listening anything? Nothing.
Well,
really.
happy to be here. Mr. Charles taught me CAPE, ComSci, and IT. Well, I currently work in the tech sector as a consultant. And yeah, I'll be here regularly.
Yeah. And her contributions will make us, when we talk about real things and we like, wait, not people still do that. She'll be like, of course people do that. Like, who you just follow on TikTok? And we like, both of us will be like, TikTok. Funny. Yeah.
Funny enough, I don't actually use TikTok.
Oh, no. Well,
I don't use TikTok.
You're in the right place because we don't even use TikTok to create videos anymore. But
yeah. But like that was like because of the type of content there, we just never get into it, or...
Well, because I know that if I install TikTok, I would get very distracted. I would get so distracted, I would just scroll for hours. So I just didn't install it in the first place. But then Instagram came up with Reels, YouTube came up with Shorts, so I couldn't escape it anyway.
Nah, so what I'll tell you is that's probably a good thing if you don't want to get caught up, because the TikTok algorithm way more addictive than, and is like the best algorithm in terms of getting to show you exactly what you want to see. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Anyhow, long story short, we will talk about algorithms a little bit in the show. So let's go to the things that we're talking through today. Today's episode 99, would be, should the TSTT Cyberattack report be made public? We have an article to read, and it's kind of interesting what they say in the article, which, you know, we always have to dissect it from a technological perspective, because the layman will read it and be like, oh, that makes sense. But then from a technical perspective, you might just say, nah, that don't make sense. the IDB has set up a tech lab, and we're not too sure what the tech lab is going to do, how it's going to work. We'll probably try to run down some links and see how that goes. And the last part, the international one, because you know we always do 2 local and 1 international, is why you should reset your Instagram feed. Because it's possible now to start over from scratch. But when you read the article, you'll see some of the things that contribute to why your feed does get jacked up. And I want to get some, like, you know, some official, some honest opinions. So we'll be back after the first break, and we're coming back to talk about TSTT because we have to. Well, you probably made it this far in the podcast. That means you probably like technology a lot and like to at least hear us talk about technology. And that also means you may know somebody or somebody who knows somebody or somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who wants a website built or an app built or some sort of technology integrated in their business. If you want to help them out, you could send them to makeITsimpleTT, send them to us. And we have business services that range from building websites to building apps to invoicing systems to ensuring that technology is used in your company, the installation of routers, buying things online. So you can check us out, 308-8799. You can check our services out, or you could go to makeITsimpleTT.com and see some of the things that we've done and maybe give a recommendation to our website built or something like that. Back to the podcast. All right, so first article is these people at the board of, let's call this word, right. So the official TSTT Cyberattack report has become available, right? And it says, less than a week after Sean Roach resigned as chairman of the Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago, the board received the long-awaited final report on the 2023 cyberattack against the majority state-owned company. And it kind of focusing on the fact that he resigned. But all I want to say is, the Minister of, what is Marvin Gonzalez again? Public Utilities?
Yeah.
Public Utilities, right? He said, in accepting the report, Gonzalez said he was looking forward to reviewing the findings of the investigation and was confident that the learnings would be used to improve and strengthen cybersecurity and crisis communication protocols, not just at TSTT, but across the state sector. A release from the Public Utilities Ministry stated. But scroll down all the way to the end. Here's what I don't know who's Ogier said, the administrator. Yeah. Okay, right. So the cyber attack on TSTT occurred on October 9th, 2023, but was only disclosed on October 27th. And they are saying that some guy named Mr. Ogier, somewhere in the article, I can't remember his official name, is calling for the report not to be made public in its entirety due to the sensitive information it may contain. And his statement is, we have criminal elements or rogue elements, and we would also have persons who will do a lot of mischiefs in the IT world. So what I'm saying is, if we release certain parts of the information, especially the root cause, then it could also show our vulnerabilities and what we have brought, what would have brought us into this space. So all I'm saying is, this is him saying it. All I'm saying is, we have to be careful, and I'm saying we because I know the company would be in receipt of the document. But all I'm saying is that we need to be careful in what we disclose. So technically, my boy saying, don't leak the document, don't leak it. Now, in normal IT, in the IT world, and there's always released the whole document. Like if Netflix get attacked, there's released the whole document. If whoever get attacked, there's released the whole document, and everybody gets to read and see exactly what took place, and then it also says what was put in place to fix it. Well, to avoid it. And am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. So one of the statements there he made, right? In terms of releasing certain parts, especially the root cause, because it could also show up vulnerabilities. He more or less in my opinion, if I interpreting it right, he more or less spelling out why they don't want to leak it, because
it's embarrassing.
Yeah. It could be that somebody, I think last year, 2 years ago, it had some speculations that people was storing the passwords in a notepad or something. The origin had probably embarrassing, or we could probably say is not best practice what led to the attack.
So they're scared?
I don't know if it's scared, to say scared, it could be, they're protecting themselves from looking bad. Probably.
Yeah.
It could be that.
And sometimes with the reports that companies receive, if they are publishing the entire thing, a lot of the document would actually be redacted to prevent leakage of any information like that.
Yeah. Or to prevent personal information,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
No. Hey. Okay. That's not. A lot of the document may be redacted by like names and personal information. But the actual findings or the process, so if they say a password was leaked by somebody clicking on a link to buy a Massey Stores voucher, and that led them to a something site or whatnot, and then when the hacker got in, it was discovered that 50 other accounts were compromised because their passwords were changed and that kind of thing. That's what I think they're afraid of talking about, because if they say how it actually got in, how the hackers got in, it would look kind of stupid. But every other big company, they have to be able to take they have to take the licks fit, because it's just transparency. And when you don't have the transparency, you can't really trust the company after that, because if they're hiding the blunders that they make with your data, then they could hide anything and they could do anything with you, and you really lose a lot of credibility. So that article and really that statement at the end, that not really helping me for who's the person for 2 years. Well, not 2 years, 2020, actually, 2 years. Oh,
2 years.
Yeah, for 2 years, who has to now feel like these people care about me enough that they're willing to be straightforward with me. And I don't feel like they want to be straightforward.
I think you're probably setting the bar a little too high, like your expectations.
Hold on. What you mean I'm setting the bar too high? They literally are the premier telecommunications one of the premier telecommunications company in the country, and everybody uses their services in some way, form, or fashion. And the bar can be high?
I mean, in the sense that I personally don't expect them to release everything, based on the fact that this is probably unprecedented in the country in terms of things being released publicly wholesale, unless it's like a commission or inquiry style thing. This is a semi-private company. I mean, the majority owned by the government is, I think so, the majority owned by the government. So unless you probably file some Freedom of Information Act or something to try and get the information, as Michaela was saying, they would release what they want us to see without making themselves look too bad.
I went to our friend Gemini, and here what Gemini tell me. I was like, Gemini, please tell me, from a company's perspective, what are the laws or the status quo for releasing cyber security attack information? One of them says,
we need to do, put in Trinidad.
Oh gosh, in Trinidad they'll be like, where's that?
Right,
so,
exactly. We in uncharted waters, yeah.
So here it says transparency with stakeholders is one of the key points. Communicate with affected individuals or customers or employees and stakeholders, investors and partners about the incident in a timely and transparent manner as appropriate. They didn't do that. They took like 2 weeks. Data collection analysis. Here is part. Thoroughly document the incident, including details about the attack, the impact, and the response actions taken. This information can be used to improve security measures and prevent future incidents. So, I want that document because I am a stakeholder. Every single person who has an account with TSTT B-Mobile should have access to that document. I think so. And redacting names, okay, redacting names, no problem. But I want to know what went on, where my data went, who has it, what I could be susceptible to. Because up to now, they didn't tell anybody that. All they did was said, well, there was an incident and you're safe. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think. All right, you think the average Trini outside us talking here? You think the average Trini still care about this, like on a scale of 1 to 10?
No, they
probably
don't.
forgot about it.
No, they don't. But
Exactly.
the average Trini should care. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
They should be at least a little concerned, because anytime you're pushing digital transformation, you're essentially telling people, put your stuff online, send your stuff here, use these services, use these things. And if you're pushing that kind of thing, then you should be held accountable for the things that you want people to put. So it's like a bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a bank gets robbed, they're supposed to contact every single customer and let them know what's the status of their account, if anything was lost or whatever the case is or whatnot. When it was paper money, right? When a bank gets a cyber attack, they have to contact all the customers and let them know exactly what took place and their money safe. If my phone number and all my information there too, you had to contact me and let me know everything is safe. And when it's time for the report to come out, every stakeholder is supposed to get it, not just the board.
So what I would say is, if you think Trinidad on a whole has a culture of accountability, because that's the only how they would feel the need to actually release something, if it has some type of consequence. So like Michaela, right? In your experience as a consultant, I'm sure it's going to companies and do certain things, or probably do reports and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go into a company, you do a report, like you say, you write them up. A year later, they didn't do anything based on your report. You come back again, you write them up.
Mm-hmm.
If that keep going on after, like, year after year, it have any consequence for that company, like it have any precedence, like in Trinidad, a company getting write up or something like that. You tell them do something, there's the best practice, they didn't do it, and it had some type of consequence for them not doing that. What you recommend? That's something that's happened often.
Sometimes. So it depends on the type of audit and the type of report. So, for example, if it's an audit to see if they're in compliance with something, there will be penalties if they aren't compliant based on whoever is requesting them to be compliant.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something like a cybersecurity audit, you can tell them, hey, you need to fix X, Y, and Z, and it's up to them to fix X, Y, and Z. Because usually the side effect of them not fixing X, Y, Z is sometimes eventually things tend to happen, and if you ignore a problem, say you have a leaky faucet, if someone tells you, hey, you should probably fix that plumbing, and then one day your house flood out, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's
So,
consequence.
All right. I am quite okay with that, and I'm quite okay with that analogy and everything, right? That is preventative stuff, right?
Yes.
But when something... go ahead.
Let's say one thing. So that's on one side, say from a consultant or audit, trying to hold them accountable, right? But in order for the information to become public, you need the public to have some type of interest into to try and hold the people accountable. Because if the public don't care about it, them not going to just release it. Just so it's only if the public try and put a little pressure and whatever, and that side, right, culturally, Chinese just forget about just things in 3 weeks, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So
all right. So why do the folks in the great land of the free care about it so much? Because they have plenty money involved, or like it's
I think they have a better culture of accountability and people being held to a certain standard and having consequences for certain actions. Like it or not, people just get held accountable if they don't do something up to standard. Here, not to get too political, but people keep doing the same thing over and over, and they'll still be rewarded with certain things or no type of action will be taken.
All right. You are correct. However, I would like it to change. All right.
Yeah, me too. I would like it to change, but for it to change, I feel the public had a try and have some interest in it too. Because if where the pressure will be coming from for the government to release
the only time when that pressure is when people start to lose money.
Yeah.
If because you get more outrage from somebody not getting the top up being applied to their phone consistently than all the information from TSTT get leaked to the internet.
I think it's a matter of them not understanding the ramifications. So people would weigh their physical money more heavily than their actual data and their privacy.
Yeah. No, I not a tinfoil hat privacy kind of person. I have to be like, okay, you had to you can't put your information here and put that there. Do you social media run and all them kind of drama. I just saying that when you're dealing with a company, there is an element of personal data that when it comes to transactions and money and those sort of things, you see somebody could get all that data from TSTT and know that I pay my bill in advance. And because I always have a credit on my bill, that means I rich. So therefore, you should fish me because he always have money in account because his account is always in good standing. And that's just one simple piece of data you can extract from it based on somebody's transaction. Somebody else might have a phone bill that is $1 gazillion, and you're like, wait now, how they could afford to pay that phone bill? They probably rich too. Those other things, those simple things. And of course, with AI, you could just throw all that data inside and be like, okay, these are the most susceptible candidates for whoever. Or this person has 50 phone numbers. Why do they have 50 phone numbers? Are they running a drug cartel? So all those things, like,
yeah,
that's the world that we living in, but we just are too far behind in it because I don't think people care. But I care. I want to see it. I want to read it. I want to go through it. I want to specifically see what they did to, to change, to mitigate it, to make it better. Because sometimes Wise, right? They are a camera making company. Has used their cameras. One of their older cameras had get hacked because they used TLS 1.1 instead of TLS 2.2 on the web interface or some kind of drama like that. They came straight out and say, here what's going on. All the old cameras, they're using TLS 1.1. We're sorry. It may be possible for somebody to see a camera. We upgraded it to TLS 2.0. And if you want to stop using our devices, we understand. But we kind of messed up there. And I was like, well, thank you very much for being so open. And I upgrade all the cameras to TLS 2.0. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks. I trust them. Because they cared enough to tell me the technical things about what happened. And even if there are, out of 10 people, there's only one person that'll care about the technical thing, you still have to say it. You still have to be clear.
What's our next thing? I think playing a factor here, like that example you give with Wise, right? They competing on a global market. They have probably hundreds or thousands of competitors where, if they're not upfront with the people or if they don't treat them good, they'll just go to in Trinidad, what was the options?
There you go. Being right again. And okay, all right, I done. I'm good. Thanks. It'll just make me feel not to care again.
It's a good thing that you care. I mean, you need people to care, but
I'll bring Shivam for you.
Yeah. Like I see him advocating for it too, but right, that's what you need. You need people to advocate for it, and probably not just technical people or people who in the tech space. You need people outside of that space too to understand the ramifications, to be educated. This was a bad thing. What they do to as I say, mitigate it. What was the cause of it? But getting people to care about that type of thing, I don't know.
All right, just now, I'll ask one more question to Jeremiah. Give me a list of the most recent cybersecurity breach reports. Let me see. Let me see which companies was upfront with everybody. What is security? Yeah. All right, let me see what they give me. They have not read the prompt properly, so we'll just move on. Okay, cool. Yeah, the prompt wasn't good enough. I was supposed to give me the actual companies, but all right, I good there. All right.
His best.
Nah. I realized my prompt was trash. Like I was really hoping that they would just kind of figure out what I was saying, but I realized these days when I'm prompting, I have to actually put some effort into my prompting because I'll be real lazy sometimes. I'll be like, so can you tell me how to get to Mars? I'll be like, yeah. I was doing. Remember last week when you were talking about all the Elon Musk stuff with the colonization of Mars with the rocket and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
I went down a rabbit hole of that. And it is possible to get the person back when they send them to Mars. Remember I tell you it was a suicide mission? Yeah. It's possible to get the person back because what they plan is to set up an autonomous space station first. So they're trying to send robots to build everything there before they send the human. And the robot will send back information to be like, okay, a human can live here. If the robot die, well then they'll just send the next robot. So he planning to use the Tesla bots on them as the first set of colonizers to build a space station on Mars before humans go. Yeah, so.
I know, looking back at the article here, right, the Ogier guy was saying that the admin whose credentials, I mean, the kind of spelling it out, the guy whose credentials was leaked, he still work at TSTT, right? I mean, that neither here nor there, you probably...
I want to know how it leaked. That is why because I am of the view that it's possible that admin was not practicing good password hygiene.
Yeah, I think the kind of spelling it out here without saying it, that's probably what happened. He do something that wasn't best practice. It get leaked. He's still working there. He probably somebody that there a while or he probably valuable, so he's still there. And I mean, the last sentence was that he was questioning the independence of the company that tasked with the investigation.
They do that all the time. Like, they will always be like, was this an independent investigation? Who commissioned this? And who's the company that did it? How much were they paid? And all that kind of drama.
Who is, he's the secretary of the Communications Workers Union. Oh, Joanne. Oh, okay.
Next article, next thing, because I getting like unhappy about this. The IDB, the Inter-Development Bank, which comes into countries and tries their very best to help them develop and creates financial. Sorry, they set up a tech lab. Let's talk about our tech lab. We'll be back after the break, y'all, because TSTT just got me sad. Right now you're listening to Training TechCast, and more than likely you know that I love technology a lot. But more so, I love teaching technology. I'm a CSEC IT and CAPE Computer Science and IT teacher, and I have classes that are available. So if you know any student that's looking for quality CAPE Computer Science or CSEC IT classes, you can check us out at 308-8799 on WhatsApp or makeITsimpleTT.com/register. You can get classes, notes, recordings, IA, SBA help, everything that you could think of that will get you that one in CSEC IT. So you can check us out. Back to the podcast. All right, next article. The IDB launches a tech lab in TNT. Ribbon cutting, stuff, yada, yada, yada. Folks smiling in the suits, XYZ is the case. But the article just says this. The Minister of Digital Transformation, Hazel Bacchus, is reiterating the importance of innovation and digital transformation, which are critical elements in economic development. Thanks. He made the comments while speaking at Tuesday's launch of the Inter-Development Bank and Emerging Technology Laboratory, Tech Lab, Trinidad and Tobago Hub, which is designed to accelerate the adoption of emerging technologies for sustainable development across the Caribbean. And all they said is, of course, it provides a physical space outfitted with all of these things that come to that, which allows them to be more creative and problem solving and address these issues. Anybody could find the article like and something that shows what this space actually has in it, because if it's a tech lab that go and advance the innovation and adoption of emerging technologies for sustainable development across the Caribbean, what could you put in a space that is going to make this easier, and who you're going to put in the space to get it done? And I don't know, is it like AI stuff? Is it large language models? Is it what is it? And these kind of articles just get me like unhappy.
Yeah, a whole lot of just talking in circles.
No, normally when we go on the IDB website, we see the projects that they're trying to do.
I found it. Can I send it?
Yeah, send it now, because I don't like the ribbon cutting life, yeah. What?
I mean, that article I find here, don't have much either, but you could bring it up.
You ever went to a tech hub, Michaela? Like, okay, so when you was like in UE and thing, and they had all these like, lecturers and folks that trying to get you to be innovative and all that kind of thing. They had any weird, like, come join this tech hub, we are the future or something like that?
Not really. The closest would be these people when they have competitions. Is it Kariri?
Oh yeah, like Code Sprint.
Kariri?
Yeah, Kariri.
Yeah. That's the closest.
All right. Let me see this new article here, because whoa, it's a lot of words. But it didn't say anything inside it.
Look at the third paragraph.
Third paragraph. The decision to establish a tech lab in Trinidad and Tobago underscores the Caribbean's growing commitment to leveraging cutting-edge technology as a catalyst for economic and social development. The hub will primarily experiment with technologies such as, generative artificial intelligence, virtual and augmented reality, social robots, and drones, among others. These technologies are key for critical areas. So, all right. Now we have something to talk about, because I was worried. Generative artificial intelligence, virtual and augmented reality, social robots, and drones. So that means there's a high amount of robotics that they're going to try to put inside here. Because I'm seeing robots and drones. The virtual and augmented reality, I'm not too sure. I don't know if, like, virtual and augmented reality has a place in our future right now.
Yeah, I kind of agree, but I've seen VR people trying to do VR and incorporate it with education, like in the sense that you're doing certain courses, but the VR is kind of like the practical component, maybe. Like I know, like say if you wanna be like a pilot or a surgeon or whatever, like have certain parts of it that you could use VR to incorporate it into the teaching, but so they're trying to, as they say, they want to be a catalyst for innovation and whatever using these things. So they're trying to build for the Caribbean, I'll say in Trinidad, to build capacity in AI and VR and stuff.
Yeah, but who gonna get access to it? They didn't say. Like, is it doctoral students, master's people, anybody that do like research or have some sort of, is it entrepreneurs? Is it what? Because normally, let me tell you how, as far as I know, how tech labs does work.
Yeah, well, in the article, he said innovators and entrepreneurs.
Okay, that dangerous. Okay,
It
says the tech lab will serve as a catalyst for public-private partnerships and capacity-building initiatives, empowering key stakeholders with the tools, knowledge, and resources needed to develop and scale transformative digital projects. This initiative, right here. Innovators and entrepreneurs, them studying money, right? When you go to like universities, if you say, all right, the universities and you get the doctoral students on them, those are the people that actually care about technology, the actual science behind it. And when you go to UCLA, Harvard, all them places, MIT, whatnot, they set up labs for them and be like, all you go inside here, run wild, come up with things, invent stuff. And then somebody has had to come after and try to tell them, okay, now we have to go to market. And there's like, oh, I didn't know we was going to sell it. I was just, trying to create the new solar panel or some kind of thing like that. If we just open this up to entrepreneurs, then innovators and entrepreneurs, then the pure technology might get compromised by the desire to make money. And then the whole tech lab thing might fall out of it.
I would probably say, let me just talk from like an entrepreneur standpoint, right? In terms of leveraging AI or even trying to build something or develop something using AI. I just go and use ChatGPT. I'm not going and try and reinvent the wheel with with whatever new tool they have there. They're way more in my mind, they're way more cost effective with the time and resources than
you trying to get Sam all your money? That what you're trying to do?
If you're an entrepreneur, you're thinking about your bottom line. Which one more make more sense in terms of investing your time and your money going into this lab to try and develop something or whatever versus a product that they already free to use.
You could build your own large language model from scratch.
Yeah, but I don't have time to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't have time to do that. Yes, when you're talking about if it right as you are saying as a student, you're doing research and you're trying to develop something new as in that space here, but as an entrepreneur or business, I don't have time to go on.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that the people who get to use this tech lab going to have to like apply with a plan, a business plan, a goal, some kind of thing that they want to do, and they want to use the lab for building a product, and what they get a 6-month lease or some kind of thing like that. that way it sounds like.
Makes sense.
I don't know.
It's like, what if do with farmers? They get them a grant and be like, okay, you have this grant and you can get this machinery and all that kind of things, and you go and build your farming business because you want to farm.
Look at the 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the 5th paragraph.
The 5th paragraph.
In the IDB article.
Yeah. That's the one with the IDB's One Caribbean program, which promotes integration and resilience. That's the 5th paragraph. I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
From the start, the tech lab.
It's a catalyst for public-private partnerships. Okay, so somebody in the private sector going to strong arm this and use it for their own personal gain, politically speaking. That's how Trinidad does work. If Michaela say, I want to create a large language model, they'll be like, yeah, but are you a part of this conglomerate, or who you know? Because it can really go on.
Yeah, but I personally not going to reinvent the wheel. I create a large language model and then what? If you use it for your own set business or in that capacity, yeah, but you're going to compete with the other large language models to try and, unless it's like a niche thing, like we say, specific to your own company, and your own, say, you have a support or need to help people troubleshoot or whatever. Like say, you're training it based on your own niche need. And I mean, you could do, it are tools out there, you could do that with right now too, so.
All right.
I don't know.
I'm trying to find the one that they put in Panama.
Okay.
And see what it doing in Panama. Okay. They put one in Paraguay. It's the same kind of article.
Oh, there's another article
their own
mentioning WASA. Let me send you
WASA?
The mention of the WASA project with the IDB had to do with water distribution, water measurement, and the ability to move water around.
the IDB is just put money behind anything that they like. Where does the IDB get money from?
You know, anyway.
Oh yeah, the countries pay money to the IDB in hopes that one day when they're in trouble they'll get a loan. Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
I get what you're saying. I
like AI tools, but why would I use this versus something already established?
Well, because you'll be using their technology, and what you want to have is generally homegrown technologies, because you don't want to depend on an external stakeholder, because then our president could come like the one that in there and then say tariffs for everything. Price go down, go up, and you just have to deal with it. But if you have your own homegrown stuff, you have a sense of self-sustainability. And that's what the IDB is supposed to try to do. Develop countries. Develop their internal ability to handle themselves now. So I'm not supposed to go by an AWS server. I'm supposed to go by a TSTT for a server. You shake your head.
Yeah, that's like I wouldn't even say an ideal. I don't think we could compete. We can't compete at that scale. At that scale, in terms of efficiency, cost, we can't compete at that scale.
But
AWS versus, I mean, we have local. I know, like it have Airlink, I think. We have local
Airlink have cloud,
data center providers, you know, but at scale, like you say, you're trying to compete throughout the whole Caribbean, even throughout the whole Caribbean. You know, I mean, the Caribbean is probably a market that more attainable, but if you get somebody in Trinidad the choice between TSTT and there was already choice with T-Mobile and AT&T.
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile and get buy over?
I don't know, but I think
somebody buy over T-Mobile or T-Mobile buy over somebody, but they buy
I haven't heard about them in a while.
Yeah.
Cricket wireless.
Not T-Mobile still around. I don't know if any background some other company own them, but I remember seeing them at least last year. But yeah, so like when you step into that, you're stepping into the global, kind of global competitive market.
Well, I just want to say what I want to see is a kind of hub where the universities and the doctoral candidates and the master's candidates and thing, they get the opportunity to do some solid funded research where they could try to implement some technologies, create some stuff, and generate some local-born technology. Now, I ain't saying that we ought to make a smartphone.
Yeah.
But I just saying that the IT is the most democratized, the most democratized tool in the world. Meaning you don't need to have a land resource. You don't need to have natural resources to be able to maximize it. If you have oil, well then, oil is either you have oil or you don't have oil. If you have crops, you have crops or you don't have crops. If you have silicon, you have silicon, you don't have silicon. But if you have IT, you just need computers and the internet and your brain, and you could create a lot of stuff. Yes, you need to have a society that is wise enough to create the infrastructure for you to be able to put certain things in place. But a person who codes in Trinidad is no different from a person who coding in Cambodia. Because the language is the language, your brain is your brain. And what do we have to get that we can't have on our own? Money?
Well, what I would say about that is, money, and look at how cheap it is to outsource to India.
All right, okay. Raquel, when you was in UAE and thing, right, and people was like learning to code, it had anybody that was like, I want to develop applications, but we don't have any like market here or infrastructure or that kind of thing.
It depends on the application, but most of the times, no. It really depends on the type of application. So if it's something very, very niche, then maybe that might be a limiting factor. And for the most part, no, we have lots of companies here that do software development, and the UE graduates become software developers and they're doing just fine. They're being creative.
See, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to know. Like, somebody who developing the software, not supposed to be like, nah, I can't get a job in Trinidad. It's tough. There are some.
Fight up fit.
There are.
Yeah. I was going to say that the job market rough right now.
Right, but rough everywhere.
No,
everywhere.
like it rough compared to when I now graduate. When I would tell you, like, I was in UE, and months before I graduated my first degree, I already had a job. I had a job offer already. I was working in the job, and I was just waiting on me to get my degree, to get me a bit more money. You know, and it had coming out of UE back, and I mean it's not that long ago, you know, but back then, like most people I graduated get jobs right away.
It depends on your degree as well. So, a lot of my friends who did comp sci with me, they got through with jobs almost immediately after graduating, or at least within 6 months. But I have friends who did NVI with me because I double majored. I did comp sci and NVI. So my friends who did NVI, some of them still unemployed. And we graduated like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago.
So okay. So the people who need to get to this tech lab are the people who are enthusiastic about technology, not the people that are enthusiastic about money.
You know what? Yeah,
that's my view.
Yeah, I agree with you in the sense that I think they should, UE or UTT or whatever, should explore ways how they could probably incorporate some of the programs into it, like with AI or robotics or whatever, and to kind of really take advantage of it. You know, you're getting this funding, try and see how you could leverage it somehow.
Yeah, try and see if you could do something that is going to create, not just use. Because that is a problem that I have. Well, not that I have. I don't have a problem with social media, but the thing about social media with young children is that they are taught to be consumers instead of creators. And when you fall into that consumer only mentality, that means you think that it is impossible to do what Mr. Beast is doing, which it probably is impossible because he probably money laundered. But it's still
allegedly though.
It was on an article the other day, so that's why I say it, because I can't say that just so. But yeah, all right, it is alleged. But the thing is, they think that it is far beyond our capability because, well, we are a Caribbean country, tourism is all thing that kind of vibes. That bothered me a little bit.
Yeah. I was on a call with a company in Jamaica, right? A company that my work have a little relationship and working together, right? And I was talking to the guy who's the head of IT, and he was like, yeah, we could collaborate. We had to kind of exchange data between two systems, right? He was like, yeah, we could collaborate. We could send it via API. We could build the API. And right now, my whole development team in customization mode, you know. So if you need any assistance on your end, you know, just let me know. And, you know, I'll let my team handle it for you. There's a guy, a Jamaican guy in Jamaica, right?
I love to hear that.
You know where he team from? India.
I don't love to hear that. But I blame him. Because when you take into consideration the labor market and them kind of things, yeah, everybody business had to make the best decision that they could make for, you know, for the situation that they in.
I know, mine, I was like, think so good. You doing your own, customizing your own system, and you offer to help we customize the system at no cost. You know? It's like,
yeah, the Indian developers, they're hungrier. They wanted more, I guess. They wanted
I don't
more.
know if you say they wanted more, but the cost, the cost, I think that's it. I mean, in anything you do, you'll have good and you'd have in between, and you'd have not so good. It's hard. Is B. It's hard to find. If you're going that route, it's hard to find good ones. Cause you could just as well find ones that might write good code for you. You know. So
yeah, facts. All right, I understand what you're saying. So they talk about the social media and the Instagram feed and the ability to reset it, because I chose this article because I have some strong views. So let me see how strong your views are. All right. So let me set the stage. You don't use Instagram because why?
I don't know, maybe if I go back a little bit in time, I was like a Facebook user. Instagram came along and I really jumped to Instagram. I kind of missed the boat. So I was a real late Instagram adopter, so I never really get into it. And before I really get into Instagram or start using Instagram, TikTok come along. And TikTok kind of was like, yeah, TikTok get my attention. So, and I mean, I used to do the both, but TikTok used to get most of my attention, and I never really get into Instagram, like, you know. So instead, like this whole week here, I probably opened Instagram once, and it's because my wife sent a DM for me to watch a reel that she find funny.
I don't use Instagram. Personally, I have my business Instagram, and that's the one that I'll most likely open most of the time to scroll through, because that algorithm seems to have some hope for the things that I want to see in terms of like technical stuff. But my personal Instagram, I really stopped using it because it was just showing me too much like naked woman, right?
Or the explore page.
Not the explore page, just, well, yeah, in my feed, like, you know, they had like suggested post something.
If I go on my explore page now, let me see.
I wouldn't even venture to open the explore page, right? Now, the reason I stopped using my personal Instagram is because I feel, I'm gonna tell you why I feel, right? Students used to follow me. And sometimes I used to follow some of my students that would be like in my past classes or some kind of thing in that case, right? But some of my students would probably pop like, well, they're feeling themselves, they're feeling their body, might pop a bikini picture, right? And I would most likely try to scroll past those really fast because I just can't see certain, if I teach it, I can't see my students in that light now.
Yeah.
And eventually when Instagram started to become algorithmic, Instagram thought that, oh, this man just want to see bikini pictures of teenage girls. And then Instagram, just keep feeding me that boy. I try for a good week or two to say, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. Report this. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. Report this. And they just wouldn't stop coming. So eventually, I was like, you know what? I just never gonna come back to this account again. So I just left that right there. And I say, one day, I'll probably go back and try to reset my feed. Now, I still want to follow up on my students and I still want to know what they're doing and that kind of thing. But I don't like the algorithmic thing, thinking that because most of my students are female, that you going and show me every time it have. And some of it is legit looking like porn. Like, and I like Instagram, how you doing now?
And so explore page.
Yeah, so that like, well, don't even think about the explore page. If I click on the explore page, it will be a catastrophe.
I look at mine now.
So the article is saying that Instagram finally presses reset on the Instagram feed, and here's why you should. So Instagram released the long promised reset button to the US users that clears the algorithms it uses to recommend to you photos and videos. TikTok have a reset button too, but you have to go deep into the settings to find it. Same thing with YouTube. You can start fresh and determine what videos play next. But here's some of the things that they check, and why I realized that the algorithm is it trying to figure you out by certain metrics, and those metrics could be very misleading at times. So where they parted by okay. So how does the algorithm go awry? It tries to get to know you by tracking every little thing you do. It's not just likes and shares. they're even analyzing your dwell time. So when you unconsciously scroll slower, they think that you are interested in that in that also. And this kind of goes back to, I think I was watching some YouTube videos about the how the algorithm works and that kind of thing. Dwell time is kind of weird, because suppose you scrolling, right? And then somebody come on and say, hey, how you going? And you raise your head up, look at them. They think you still looking at what your finger is over at that point in time. And dwell time is that makes it feel like you're staring now. But you actually may not be staring. Your phone might just be like there and just have no interaction. So having a reset button is really important, because some people just don't have the desire, the tenacity.
Funny enough, I went and checked my personal Instagram account, the Explore page.
Yeah.
That one was kind of okay. It had, for some reason, it had people with big gold chain and...
Because you've been watching rap battle videos, that way you've been doing.
People in Trinidad, them chili bala, like my personal one had that. Yeah. And my business Instagram with Redbit, that's the one that had a seen woman in bikini and that one mixing with tech stuff and programming and like that's filtered in it's like,
because you're a middle-aged man, okay, not middle-aged, but you're like just above young man, and they think you're just above a young man, so therefore. Michaela, what you don't see in your Instagram feed?
I mostly memes. So on my main feed, I have it sorted by, well, I know you could have sorted your feed, so I have it sorted by favorites. So I mostly see things on my favorites. So when I'm bored, then I'll go back to my main feed. But I would mostly get so I'm scrolling, I'm seeing CNC3 News, one of my friends, an ad, a meme, a board game meme, an ad, one of my friends, another meme, an ad, a next ad.
Any ads. Of those are, and all of those are, but do you have any suggested things, like algorithmically suggested stuff? There's memes you're just seeing?
Yeah, so memes of accounts I follow, or memes that I would find funny.
Oh,
so
okay.
Like board game memes and dog memes.
So like y'all actually scroll like the homepage feed? Y'all scroll that?
Yeah, I'll scroll the homepage feed a little bit.
Scroll it. Yeah, me too.
I don't do that at all. I might look at somebody's story.
So you just go on the Explore page and see what they give you?
I don't go on when I come I really
okay when you do use it. Yeah.
When I come to Instagram, it's probably because I want to search somebody account that I see somewhere else. So I was going search somebody account. The other reason I come on Instagram will probably be to check my DM because somebody sent me something, and that's how that is my Instagram experience. I don't scroll the homepage or nothing.
I use Instagram when I need to find something to buy. Like I let the Instagram algorithm work for me. So like if I want to go buy like a dress for an event, I will search for like a store with dresses, and then it'll just keep feeding me ads like that. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay. I'd ask you a question about that, because I try to do that too. Like if I want to find some, because I stopped using Facebook, right? I stopped using Facebook because the Facebook algorithm was getting me real vex. It was, I try my best to make that Facebook algorithm work for me. And after a while, I'll be like, nah, these suggested posts, they're not really, they're making me get upset. And I don't want to come on Facebook to get upset, right? Right? So I go on, I started to use Instagram more, but I use my business side Instagram because, as I said, my personal Instagram, right? Let me say I want to find a power washer. How do I find local power washers in Trinidad? I have to put power washer TT?
Yeah, power washer Trinidad, and then you could look at what they'll suggest. So you could they could filter by like posts, or I would just if I search for power washer, search, see what I get. Right.
You'll get accounts, you'll get tags, you'll get all them different things, right? Yeah. I was getting power washers from India. and I was getting power washers from US and thing, and I was like, I just want, because I doing exactly what you telling, what you saying. Search for it
Power
once,
washer
and then
Trinidad.
and
Right,
then the
I
ad.
get one from CH Electronics wireless power washer, $600.
Right, and now ads will start to pop up for power washers, and every time you scroll, you'll see power washer ads. That is all I wanted to know. I just wanted to search
you
for
have
it
to scroll
once.
through a couple of them. Like you have to, like one.
You gotta
scroll
fully
through.
interact, yeah.
Yeah.
And why you still showing me naked woman? That is the problem. Like, you could clearly see that the thing that's interact with.
I think that's why you like it profiling you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and I would
male.
go above and beyond to watch all kind of tech things, all kind of algorithm things every single time. And then I just be like, why is every 5 posts you're trying to do that to me?
Yeah, I don't know.
Cut it out. Yeah. And that's that. So that reset button, it's available in the US right now. So I am perfectly willing to go back on my personal account and put on the reset and see what happens. Because I want to know if I could, because I really try to follow all the tech news people and the outlets and coding people and that kind of thing. But it just wasn't working out. And it also has something to do with the people that you DM to. If you're DMing people, they think that you like to talk to those type of people. So they'll feed you more people like that. Who's be real chatty. Like, yeah, so when you see certain posts coming up, it's most likely that they're most likely to respond to a DM if you just DM all the time. All them little metrics and things that they're using. I feel I just kind of realize that the over-analysis of the users on the platform has caused the algorithm to become very aggressive with certain things, and they didn't expect the algorithm to behave like that. Because they try their best to replicate TikTok algorithm, and now they fail, basically. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, TikTok had hope. The For You page on TikTok, when I used to use TikTok, was actually like killing it when it comes to me. That's why I more than likely, during COVID, I would most likely be enjoying TikTok because of all the tech-based content I used to get consistently. And I was like, oh, TikTok figured this thing out, boy. But Instagram didn't. And Facebook didn't. Because they were trying to replicate it.
I don't know anybody above 25 who uses Facebook still. I stopped using Facebook when I was like 15.
Yeah, we know. Okay, thanks. Yeah. All right.
Actually, no, I'll use Facebook Marketplace. That's the only thing I'll use Facebook for.
That's the only reason I want to go back on Facebook for the
Marketplace to get up.
No, I bought a Steam Deck off a Marketplace.
To meet
you see all your Minister of National Security buff one all your.
Yeah, you just want to meet in the police station, you know?
Yeah.
And go with somebody.
Yeah.
I just use Facebook to see the news sometimes.
I used to use Facebook to see the news, but then I get vexed because after I see the news,
you don't read the comments. Nah, you can't read the comments.
No, I don't read the comments anymore. Like, I'll stop reading the comments too, but after I see the news, I was getting suggested posts from all of the fake news outlets. Like, it had one called Look the Bandit, and it had another one called Kick Out the PNM, and all them kind of weird things.
Yeah.
Those things were algorithmically being shown to me, and I hate this. Stop showing it to me.
I don't know, I'm probably unique. Like Facebook, I just scroll Facebook feed. I just go up to the search bar and go direct to the news pages, analyze it. I don't scroll.
Nah, well, with my phone now, Google News does just do a good job at showing me all the articles that would have probably circled there. And I don't have any comments to read, and I just could read the article and move on. So
you know,
I know how that works, because like they give me really, really good recommendations, but I make it my intention to just not press it, because why are you recommending me such good things that are related to me? How do you know this information? I'm not going to click it to endorse it, but You know?
Because they probably you log into Chrome on your computer.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know
using
everything.
Firefox now.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
look at
profile,
you trying
everything
to-
you're searching. So they
They get all the information they need already. You could use Firefox. You could use Firefox
Yeah.
on what you want.
You know,
don't
they actually
figure
keep a file on everything you like. Like you could go in your settings and see every single thing you like, if it's this type of music, dancing, jogging, hiking.
Yeah.
And
But
just keep
I think the US make them create time limits, so you can set it to erase every 30 days, every 60 days or whatnot. For them to keep information on you. But that is this. It had one part of the article here with the Instagram thing.
Yeah.
So my friend with the racy Instagram feed, she still saw weirdly sex-oriented content recommended after pressing reset. It's possible that's because Instagram was basing her new algorithm on accounts she has followed that sometimes include that kind of content. So the accounts that you're following will even after the reset, it will still try to build the algorithm because, well, that's its job. So the accounts that you're following probably might want to
you always use Twitter or X?
Yeah. So when I need to find out local drama, like
for
from
real?
wrong people, you know?
For real?
I will look at certain accounts to see what everybody's talking about. You know, when you want the local Trini drama, you go to Twitter.
Like, I don't see no Trini content on my X. Like, cause I know Trinis don't really use Twitter that much.
They do, Trini Twitter is a thing. Trini
Like,
Twitter is a thing, but
younger people.
yeah, like people like 30 and under.
Okay. No, I mean, I using Twitter over probably 10 years.
Since inception, yeah.
No, since inception, but
I have a Twitter from the time Twitter was in beta.
2012, somewhere.
I started using Twitter since before Facebook. Twitter was like 2005, 2006 or something. So yeah, I had a beta Twitter account, and yeah, I used to use it because, well, that was the new social media at the point in time because Facebook wasn't as, and Twitter was cooler because you had the ability to say, you could only say short things, so you had to actually use words wisely instead of just randomly saying all that stuff. But after a while, Twitter just became a news source for me. So people used to post links to different things on news. But Trini Twitter, nope. I don't want to know.
I know why too. I just set my region in Twitter to see all the trending stuff to the US. I just set it to Trinidad, so that's probably why I don't see
all this. No national. What's the thing? Why was it? Oh gosh, patriotism. Yeah, that's what I want to say. No patriotism. But yeah. So wait. So you have, Michaela, X installed on your phone.
Yes.
And whenever you hear like a little wind or something going on, you just open that up.
Correct.
And then search for a hashtag or just the people that's automatically?
You don't need hashtags.
I'll search for like keywords, but I find ever since Twitter kind of changed the algorithm a little bit, it's a little harder to find people. But I might search for like certain people who I know would be commenting on it, and then I'll check their Twitter feeds. But if I'm not finding it, then I'll search the hashtags, and then I'll just search like a couple words and then set it to near me, because you can search regionally and then you can search near you. Yeah. So a good example. So there's a party called Stink and Dirty Road. So when Stink and Dirty Road posted their tickets.
Stink and Dirty is not the one.
That's in South. That's the one in South.
Yeah, but they have a road version now.
Like Juve kind of
stadium.
Yeah, like walking on the road. So when I went and checked the comments, everybody was like, "Oh, they're giving a ambush competition," and I'm like, "Huh?" So then I went to Twitter and I searched a ambush, and then I started putting the tweets together, you know.
Look at me saying, "You're like, what's she talking about? What's a ambush? Like ambush?
Who's a ambush?
Is a party by Caesar's Army.
Okay.
I've heard of Caesar's Army. Okay, I've probably seen it. Okay, thanks. Yeah, That's why we brought you on here, because diversity, yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't think I want to know. I am no
ambush. Well, the AM in capital letters because like 3:00 in the morning.
So Twitter algorithm is you could put the algorithm to your chronological, or it's totally algorithm.
Yeah, 2 feeds. Yeah, like a For You page and a chronological.
Chronological, okay. Because I used to love the chronological one.
Yeah, it's still
I wasn't like the algorithm life.
I was looking something Elon Musk said the other. He said hashtags don't really matter no more. You can search the phrase or whatever.
And I hate it. It makes everything harder to find.
Yeah. But I mean, in the search, you could look by latest and top, I think, or by photos or videos.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all, it's about that time for us to wrap up this episode. Thank you very much for your wonderful comments. Just to recap, in this episode, we spoke about the TSTT Cyberattack report, how they tentatively don't want to make the whole thing public, which we'll have to keep our eye out for. IDB setting up a tech lab, and we're not too sure how the tech lab is going to work, who's going to have access to it, and who should. But we spoke about that a little bit, and why you should reset your Instagram feed. And we found out that there are people that use Twitter in Trinidad, and it's called Trini Twitter. And there's a party called AM what?
Ambush.
Ambush. Shucks! Ambush!
You know, catcher.
Yeah, but the
honestly
wasn't letters.
I wasn't paying attention the first time. I was like, AM. Okay, she's gonna talk about nightlife. I don't know what that is. Yeah. All right, so we wrap it up. Next week will be episode 100. So for those of you all who listen to the end, I saved this for the end because there are faithful few that make it straight to the end, and you all are the ones that probably need to know this. Everything is going to be changed over from next week. So all of our handles, no longer will you see the clips on at makeITsimpleTT. You'll see the clips on at TriniTechCast on all the socials. YouTube will have our own TriniTechCast YouTube page. So the podcast is basically going to be kicked out of the nest and we're going to see if it could fly. We're going to see if the podcast could fly. So to the 70-something of you all that listen, probably there are 10 of you all who make it all the way to the end and listen to all of this part. You will be the first set of people to probably subscribe. So next week's episode, when it comes out, you're going to hear this episode on Wednesday. Yeah, so by the following Wednesday, which will be the 5th of February. Yeah, 5th of February. Yeah, you should have all the new socials up, and you could follow us there and share it with everybody. At TriniTechCast and the website TriniTechCast.com. May be done by that time. I don't know, but at least we'll have the Spotify feed and the YouTube playlists up there. I still have to try to figure out how to get the old playlist. I think I should be able to embed the old playlist. Yeah. Right. Long story short, we're going to take the podcast and see if it could become an actual product. Well, a viable product by giving it its own legs to stand up. Yeah. All right. So my name is Andre Charles from at makeITsimpleTT. If you see me anywhere, it's most likely because I'm teaching because it's exam season right now. And if you love IT and computer science, then you'll probably love the at makeITsimpleTT channel, which is going to be strictly educational now. And yeah. All right. First co-host, yeah.
Yeah, Akeem there from TriniTechCast.
Because this man ain't posting no videos for nobody again.
It's almost a year now, you know, like.
Wow.
A few months again gonna be a year.
All right, co-host number 2.
Yeah, Michaela Noel from here now. Yeah.
Everybody gonna put a TriniTechCast in the lower third. We'll see how that works out. All right, so y'all look out for all the new information and stuff next week in the 100th episode.
We need to make a Twitter so we could be on Trini Twitter too.
That's a joke. Yeah, that's clearly a joke. All right, we go there. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for listening.